He absolutely can't, but he is young and there is still so much potential, I think, in Alejandro Garnacho. To Chelsea now, Nicolas Jackson will only be allowed to leave in a permanent move or a loan with an obligation to buy. Bayern Munich and Aston Villa want Jackson, and there are expected to be more developments when Alexander Isak's future at Newcastle United as a result. Feels like there's a domino effect of strikers going around at the moment. But actually, one thing is for sure, and that's Nicolas Jackson is still very raw. It's only his first couple of seasons playing as a centre forward, 24 years old, still got a lot to give. I mean, I don't want him to leave Chelsea, but it feels like naturally this is the only way it's going to end. But I think he'd be a very good signing for a lot of clubs.
Yeah, why is he raw at 24? I don't like.
I think maybe raw in like the position,
right? Okay.
Because he's not. But he's only come to Chelsea and played as a.
I think he's raw anyway. Like technically,
yeah.
I don't really get it. Would he suit like an Aston Villa who need to replace some of the players they've lost? Probably, yeah. I think, with a little bit of confidence, he could probably do a good job in the number 9. He hasn't filled me with loads of confidence playing for Chelsea. He sometimes looks like, I don't know, a little bit clumsy. But yeah, he's another player just similar like what we're talking about this morning that needs to go and find somewhere, because as football players, you train all week and you get it. You do all your work and you prepare, and if you don't have a game on the weekend, your week is just gone and you're miserable. So football players want to be playing and knowing that they're in the manager's thoughts to start. So for Nicolas Jackson, yeah, it will be a good move for him if he does get out.
Yeah, well, what about Christopher Nkunku? Because AC Milan are the latest club to show interest in him. RB Leipzig have held talks with Chelsea for Nkunku, while Bayern Munich had an approach knocked back to take him on loan. Chelsea and Nkunku only want a permanent deal, and Chelsea value him at £43 million this summer. And are you surprised by this AC Milan interest? And if it is concrete and it is legit, is there going to have to be a compromise from some parts of this?
Yeah, I think that it might have to be a loan with an obligation to buy, which is the basis on which Bayern are interested in Nicolas Jackson, for example, because they're limited in what they can spend for the rest of this summer. There's less money at Milan, but they need 2 strikers. They're fed up of waiting for Konrad Harder to come from Sporting, because again, you talked about that domino effect. Sporting are waiting for a replacement to come in, so they're getting a little bit panicked as the time ticks down towards the deadline. Look, he'd be a massive upgrade on what they've got. And Nkunku needs to play, and with the World Cup coming up next summer, he will think he's got a chance of getting in that squad, and he's got the ability to get in that squad. The thing with Milan is they need to get 2 strikers in before deadline. They're aware of that. So quite how this deal is structured, I think, is quite interesting, especially when we know the money that he earns at Chelsea and Nkunku is way beyond what Milan can afford to pay him.